Another mass shooting today, this time in Georgia, and Mike Collins, the Republican representative of the district of Appalachia High School, has a history of making violent campaign videos.
You see, Georgians are sick and tired of weak-kneed, spineless politicians who won't fight for Trump, get to the bottom of 2020, and fix our elections. Well, if they won't do it, Mike Collins will. Send me to Washington. I'll fix this election. I'll get to the bottom of 2020, and I will fight for Trump's America First agenda.
Must go. He is a clear and present danger to the nation that we all love.
I'm going to Washington to stop the Pelosi agenda, and you're not going to silence me. And it's time to fight back. And if you think I'm just going to fight the Democrats, think again. Because in the swamp, it's rhino season 2. Especially a limited federal government.
Not only should Mike Collins be voted out of office and never have any sort of leadership or power again in his district or anywhere, but he also needs to be sharply condemned for his response to the shooting. He tweeted, "Very sad to confirm there have been 4 fatalities from the shooting at Appalachia High School in Winder, Georgia. Many others wounded, but not all gun-related or life-threatening injuries, some from efforts to flee danger. The suspect is in custody." Now, don't you think that's a little weird that he goes to any length to point out that there are injuries, but hey, they're not all gun-related? Why are you talking like that, Mike Collins? Where is your sense of morality here? You have a responsibility to lead your district in a way that promotes peace, and all you do is make campaign videos that are violent. You're loaded up. Loaded to the T, ready to blow up anything that stands in your way, kind of making veiled threats. And as we get closer to the election, we've got Donald Trump and these Republicans who they see the writing on the wall. They see that Kamala is going to destroy Donald and that down the ballot, they are going to have a tough time getting reelected. And so the campaign rhetoric that we've just watched from Mike Collins is only going to get worse, and it's only going to lead to more situations like what we saw today at Appalachia High School. So, people of Georgia, vote this monster out, and the people of America, we're going to take care of the presidency in November.
So before I begin, I do want to say a few words about this tragic shooting that took place this morning in Winder, Georgia. We're still gathering information about what happened, but we know that there were multiple fatalities and injuries. And, our hearts are with all the students, the teachers, and their families, of course, and we are grateful to the first responders and the law enforcement that were on the scene. But this is just a senseless tragedy on top of so many senseless tragedies. And it's just outrageous that every day in our country, in the United States of America, that parents have to send their children to school worried about whether or not their child will come home alive. It's senseless. It is, we've got to stop it. And we have to end this epidemic of gun violence in our country once and for all. It doesn't have to be this way. It doesn't have to be this way. So we will continue, of course, to send our prayers and our thoughts to the families and all those who were affected, including, I'm going off script right now, but listen, at the last year, I started a college tour, and I traveled our country meeting with our young leaders, right? And so it was college-age young leaders. So I did trade schools, colleges, universities, community colleges. By the way, I love Gen Z. I just love Gen Z. one of the things I asked every time I went to the auditorium, and it would be filled with these young leaders, students, and I'd ask them, raise your hand if at any point between kindergarten and 12th grade you had to endure an active shooter drill. And for the young leaders who are here who are raising their hand, I'm telling you, every time the auditorium was packed and almost every hand went up. You know, a lot of us, I'll speak about myself, you know, we had, well, I grew up in California, earthquake drills, we had fire drills, but our kids are sitting in a classroom where they should be fulfilling their God-given potential, and some part of their big, beautiful brain is concerned about a shooter busting through the door of the classroom. It does not have to be this way.